How are you doing today?
Hi, thank you so much. I'm doing great, thank you.
And I see it's the cover's a little dark, but a little still soft.
It really is. At the heart of this story, it's a historical romance, and at the heart, it's a love story. And it is surrounded with a lot of unknowns, which is kind of what you're seeing in the cover. But it was inspired by an actual dream that I had, and in my dream, two people were embracing and so completely in love and yet completely heartbroken at the same time because they knew they couldn't be together. And when I woke up, it was such a powerful feeling that I wanted to write what led up to that moment. And so this book is a lot of mystery of what their lives do and the paths that they each take.
And I see it's part 1. Are you trying to?
It is a trilogy. The book part 1 and part 2 are out right now. Part 3 is in editing right now and will hopefully be out in a couple of weeks. And that will wrap up the entire story. But they are a series and not a standalone book.
And even though it's a fiction novel, do you have a sense of like a piece of the female character in you, or is it just
it's a huge part of me, and especially because the majority of this story takes place in Colorado, where I am from. And actually every place in this book is where I grew up. Where they grew up, there were pine trees and aspen trees and a creek, especially where I grew up fishing and wading in the creek. All of that is in this book. So I would say yes, the main character is a lot me. My little brother is a huge character in this book. But there are so many elements that I completely made up, but it is me. It's definitely me on pages.
And you said that the story that they can't come together at the end, so that's where the title came from, because you're starting to fake knowing that you can't.
I think really what it ends up being is that they realize that no matter how much they want to be together, ultimately they are not in charge. Everything that they do, somehow they aren't in charge of what happens to them, and they essentially have to surrender to what will be. And will it be that they end up being together, or will they be torn apart and yet love each other no matter what until the end of time, but their paths have taken different directions? So they've just surrendered to acceptance. And the second book is Shattered by Fate, and that's when their lives really take a drastic turn. A lot of heartache, a lot of tragedy, and their lives seem very shattered. And the third book is Chosen by Fate, and that is because there's other people in their lives now, and the reader is left wondering, Sarah, the main character, who is ultimately chosen for her by fate? Is it Will, who is her childhood love, or is it the new man in her life? His name is Adley. And so the reader finds out in book 3 who is chosen by fate.
So each book is almost like a cliffhanger to lead to the next book?
They are, yes. Right at the very end, things happen that you are left going, now what? And the next book picks up right where the last one left off.
Almost like a soap opera in a sense.
Yes, very much so.
So congratulations on the awards you won at the
Thank
Turning
you.
Pages. Can you give us a run through of the awards you won
Well,
today?
just being here is my reward and award for being amongst all these wonderful people and authors. It was quite an honor. I can only thank the readers who made this possible for me. Surrender to Fate won Book of the Year award, and that was just such an honor. I never thought anything like that could happen. And that readers have felt a connection to this story is more of an award than I could even imagine.
Congratulations on all the awards you won today, and
Thank you.
future awards you will win.
Thank you.
And for the viewers who want to read this book and the first one, and then wait for the second one, where can they keep up with you?
I am on Facebook. I would love to be your Facebook friend under Jacelyn Rye, and I have a Facebook author page, Jacelyn Rye Author. I would love to have emails. I correspond with writers. I write to everybody who writes to me. And so I'd love to keep in touch that way. I also have an Amazon page, which you can find me. Both books 1 and 2 are on Amazon, and book 3 will be as well.
Thank you, and congratulations, and good luck on all
you.
your endeavors.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. For more author interviews, book reviews, tune into Women's Fiction Book Club channel at juanitabooks.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. See you next time.